Welcome to today's Culture Builders. It's an article you can get in the Team Culture Toolbox, which is the TOC weekly newsletter. Subscribe at tocculture.com or follow the link in today's episode, and the details of today's episode. The article for today that I'm reading is called The Gift of Silence, How Presence Builds Connection. Hang around for the end because I'm going to tell you a little bit about an incredible experience where you can really actually develop and work on these skills that we're going to talk about today, and do that in an environment that is a lot of fun and it's really rejuvenating. We're going to talk a little bit about our TOC Retreats and how you might be able to get into those experiences coming up. Anyways, let's get into today's article, The Gift of Silence, How Presence Builds Connection. If you take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite, you have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This quote was from a producer of the show that perfectly captured the unlikely success of Fred Rogers' iconic children's show. In an era dominated by fast-paced cartoons, loud characters, and even violence, Mr. Rogers presented a stark contrast. The show was calm, slow, and gentle. Its set was simple and unchanging. Special effects were rudimentary. There were no animations or stunts, yet it courageously tackled weighty topics often ignored in children's television: death, divorce, anger, fear, and racism. And its star, Fred Rogers, was equally unconventional. A soft-spoken, unassuming Presbyterian minister, he was sincere, gentle, and deliberate, often looking directly into the camera, a very uncommon technique. The show's core theme defied typical children's programming of its time. While others focused on teaching kids what to do, counting, reading, or spelling, Mr. Rogers emphasized being. His consistent message affirmed a child's inherent worth just for being themselves, shifting focus from external achievement to internal validation. Despite these seemingly counterproductive choices, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood became beloved and profoundly impactful. Fred Rogers deeply understood children's emotional needs and delivering his message with unparalleled authenticity. He gave children space to breathe, think, and feel in a way other shows ever did. The show's longevity is a testament to its power. It ran for 33 years, 1968 to 2001, becoming one of the public television's longest running programs. At its peak in 1985-1986, it reached 1.8 million homes, garnering numerous Emmy and Peabody Awards and widespread station carriage. Its enduring legacy was cemented when Fred Rogers was portrayed by Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. That a pretty good film. So how did Fred Rogers capture the attention of so many children and adults? By slowing down and truly being with people. In the documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor, which I highly recommend that. I liked the movie with Tom Hanks, but the documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor, which is on Netflix in Europe, I believe, or maybe it's not. It's on Netflix in the States, and in Europe, it's in Amazon Prime or wherever you can buy it or rent it. But I highly recommend checking it out. But in the documentary, friends, family, and co-workers of Fred's shared 4 key principles of his presence. Number 1, listen deeply. Someone said, if you really want to communicate, the most important thing to do is listen. That's what they learned from Fred. The quality of our relationships, folks, it hinges on the quality of our conversations. And the conversations that thrive are the ones that they have deep, empathetic listening. This is the foundation of all meaningful connection. Number 2, he slowed time down. One person said he used time totally different within the show. There's a saying out there, love is spelled T-I-M-E. And I think Mr. Rogers intentionally slowed down. He wasn't just spending 30 minutes with the viewer. It was how he was fully present and time actually slowed down. For example, in one episode, he spent a full minute on the show, just set an egg timer for 1 minute, and then you just watch the egg timer. He did that to explain the concept of time, but that's one example of nothing was rushed on the show. Not even changing his shoes at the start of every episode or feeding the fish, that kind of legendary intro he has. As a coworker observed, there is a lot of slow space, but there is no wasted space in the show. Number 3, embrace silence. Silence was his delight, one person said. In a world clamoring for noise, most of us find quiet uncomfortable, and we rush to fill every void. Mr. Rogers, however, cherished it. He consistently created moments of intentional silence, a thoughtful pause after a child's question, or an unhurried beat after a guest spoke. This deliberate stillness fostered deep reflection and genuine connection. As he often said, silence is one of the greatest gifts that we have. Number 4, ask short, simple questions. So far too often, we ask loaded questions, adding our own judgments or unsolicited advice. As many people have noted, Rogers, however, he used short, simple questions to create space for people to think deeply and fully express their thoughts and feelings. So this is what we would call the art of holding space, right? The art of holding space. These principles make up the concept of holding space. And as I learned in my leadership coaching training at Georgetown University, holding space is about being deeply present and allowing another person to be exactly where they are, emotionally and mentally, without judgment or a hidden agenda. This practice creates a supportive environment for them to express themselves and navigate their experiences freely. Develop your leadership presence. These are not just characteristics of a beloved television icon, but profound practices for anyone seeking to build deeper relationships and more impactful cultures. If you are interested in developing a leadership presence built on deep listening, powerful questioning, and holding space, I'd encourage you to consider applying for the TOC Retreat. It's a very exclusive event. We only have 12 people, and it's designed for leaders across various fields. Our last one, we had some coaches. We had athletic directors, sports psychologists, a business owner, an entrepreneur. And it is an opportunity for you to recharge, to connect with other leaders, and really work on vital leadership skills while investing in your own personal development. Our last retreat, we had 10 of the 12 attendees were my clients, people that I've worked with or continue to work with. But we continue to plan to open up 2 spots for future retreats. And we've got one coming here in October 2025, and hopefully with many more to come as we see a real need in this. And after our last one, well, a lot of people actually are planning to come back. So highly encourage you to give that a shot. Maybe if you're a teacher or a coach, you'll have your organization, your school help you to fund that. That was the case for many of the people that attended last time. But we'd love to have you. So if you're really committed to your leadership and to growing and to being in this space to connect with other leaders. So please head on over to tocculture.com/retreats to learn more information about the retreats. And there you can fill out an application.